Greetings, everybody.
Greetings to you. We are glad to be up here on Radio Wave for you.
Yes.
I am Paul. Well, we are Paul and
Tara
Thompson, and this is Married with Benefits. And we are happy to be here with you. We're happy to have you up here. Just being a blessing and enjoying our day, enjoying Jesus. I pray you had a good day so far. I pray everything's been going well, and the night's not over, so you can expect some real good news. It's like it's not over till it's over. So if your day's been rocky, we pray that we can, and we hope we can help bring a little brightness to it, help you out a little bit. Yeah. But we come on every Thursday from 5 to 6, and we are looking. We're looking forward to building a relationship with you. If you have questions about marriage, we want you to send us questions. We want you to tell us what you want us to talk about, all that type of stuff.
Yes.
We really want to help you out.
Today we had some technical difficulties.
So we started a little later, but we made it though.
We made it.
That's the thing about it. That's the thing about it. We made it.
We made it.
Never would have made it.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
But we made it, and so we're here. We're pastors also of Global Harvest Christian Church, and we have our Sunday morning service now basically virtually while all this stuff is going on. I'm tired of the coronavirus. I'm tired of face masks. Aren't y'all? Oh man, I can't wait till things get back like they're supposed to be. It may take a while, but it's gonna get back one of these days soon. So, but right now we mainly do it virtually, and we have a few people that come in the virtual audience or in our audience, and so we have our Sunday morning service on, and we stream it on Facebook Live at 11 o'clock on Global Harvest Christian Center's page, and we have some singing, we have the word, and if you are looking to be encouraged, I believe you'll be encouraged if you just check it out. And then I always try to put it on YouTube. Either that evening or the next day, so you can see the whole service that we did. And so we're having services up there at 55 South State Ave on the third floor in the auditorium. Mm-hmm. And so we can fit a few people there and have good social distancing. And so keep that in mind, and remember that at 11 o'clock on Sunday mornings on Facebook Live, we're streaming on the Global Harvest Christian Center page. And then on Mondays, we do a thing called Advancing the Kingdom, my wife and I. And that's at 11 a.m., right?
Right.
Yeah, 11 a.m. And that's on
Monday.
Yeah, and that's on our Paul and Tara Thompson Ministries page.
Yes.
And then on Wednesdays we have our weekly faith connection. Yes. And we just build you up in faith and the word. It's like our weekly Bible study. And that's on the Global Harvest Christian Center's page. And so those are the church announcements that we got of our order of services. And of course every Thursday we're right here with you on Radio Wave for you. Right. And building you up in your marriage and relationships. Yes. Because not only can we help you with your marriage, but marriage is a relationship. Yes. It's a relationship. You dealing with another person, and there's things you can learn on this that can help you out in any type of relationship. Right. And so we greet you, and we thank you for checking us out today. Before we get started, what you got?
What do you mean what I got?
What you got to say before we get started on our topic?
We got a lot of feedback from last week's broadcast, and so we really want to hear from our listeners, from our viewers, from our audience. So make sure you get that info to us. You can email us, and now for my email, it's kind of long, but you can still get it in there, and that's Tara Thompson Sings @gmail.
Man, just Messenger on
I was
Facebook.
Get to that one.
Yeah.
And say you can send it on Messenger.
Yeah,
and let us know so we can see those questions, and because we're interested in what it is you want to hear about. And we don't want to just, talk and blah, 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 blah.
We'll hit the subject after a while, but if we can hit it quicker if you just tell us,
Right.
We could, so yeah. But what you done? Because if you're done, we're gonna knock this out.
All right, well, come on, let's not.
All right, listen, y'all. Marriage, marriage. I gotta be nice because my mom is around, so she's
But
in
his
person.
mom's not nice.
But still,
She's
you know,
a nice person, but
we still
y'all heard
gotta.
her
I
on
can't,
the
you know. Next
broadcast.
week, last week we can't. I can't flow like that too much. I feel too weird with my mother around and everything. But
So yeah, we brought her to yes, to cause discretion.
glory. But anyhow, marriage, man, marriage. Marriage, relationship, partnership, whichever one it takes.
Yeah.
Whether it's a business partnership, whether it's a marriage, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relationship that two people are in, listen to this, it takes work.
It is work. Yes.
Man, marriage is work. Relationships are work. It takes work.
Right.
It's not easy all the time. And a lot of us like stuff easy. And the thing about it is good things are never easy most of the time. If you know, if it's worth it, it's worth the work for it, you know.
That's right.
And but work. Now we was looking at the definitions of it, and since we were saying marriage is work, the word work means this. It means activity involving mental or physical effort done in order to achieve a purpose or a result. So that means marriage is going to take activity, mental activity. That means you can't be mindless in your marriage.
Come on.
That means you have to actually be active in your thinking.
Right.
You know, I know one thing. Men, we act like duh, and sometimes I'm serious. I know men sometimes. There's a lot of men that don't we know it takes creativity sometimes. You know, even when it comes down to your anniversary gifts, which our anniversary is next month, August the 6th. We'll be married 26 years, and it takes creativity to come to find out a gift, to get a gift sometimes, because you're like, okay, what am I going to get? It takes creativity to keep the spice going in the marriage. It takes some mental work. You got to actually think about some stuff, and it really is, and it takes some physical work, some sacrifice physically, not just physical, but physical sexually. But it takes the physical activity of sacrifice. You know, your time and your effort, and so it's all done. It says to achieve a purpose or a result. And so what are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to get done in your marriage? You said something when you got this thing that you do with some sisters that y'all do, married sisters. And you said that whenever you don't know the purpose of a thing, abuse is inevitable.
That's right.
And if you don't know the purpose of marriage or why you're married or you're just married just because you want to, just because you didn't want to be alone or whatever, you're probably going to abuse the relationship.
That's right.
You know?
And in every relationship, I believe you should know the purpose of it, whether it be in terms of business, whether it's besties, if it's something just intimate, in many different, because we know, of course, intimacy is many different facets. It's not just sexual, but if you involved in dealing with another person in any type of encounter and relationship and anything that will be ongoing, you have to first of all know the purpose of it. You've got to understand and recognize the value of it. And you have to have a plan. You have to have some intentions. You know, it used to be you always wanted to know, so what are your intentions? And try to find out, because everybody has some kind of motive behind why they're stepping to you for whatever reason, whatever type of relationship. What is it you're trying to get out of this? Nobody comes into a relationship just expecting to just give, and not want something back. And however, there are some people some people come into it wanting to receive, but not really wanting to give.
But you gotta give.
Yes,
you know?
it's a give and take.
Yeah,
There's an exchange. So I like words, and so I was looking at effort, because you said that work is effort. Effort is the result of an attempt. Effort is also strenuous physical or mental exertion. And so it means you have to, like you said, activity. You have to exert yourself.
Yeah.
It takes energy. And you have to, life can really drain you. Work can drain you. You can get emotionally drained. And as well as, physically, mentally, but yet it will still marriage and these relationships they don't care. I'm not saying the person, people don't care, but the relationship, it just is what it is. And it requires you to be present. You have to be present. There is never a time where it's okay to be, or have, dead air, or you just flatline, and you can't, because you are always required to be present, or there's going to be some problems somewhere in that relationship.
Yeah.
So it requires your attention. It needs your attention. Whatever type of relationships that make up your life, they require attention, and you're going to have to give that attention.
What the thing about it is, what result are you trying to have? What
Right.
are you trying to? What's the result of you trying to get out of your marriage, out of your relationship? Because I can't expect to have A1 marriage,
Right.
and my wife be just so enthused about me and the marriage and everything and all this, and I'm not giving it the attention.
That's
and
right.
I'm not giving her the attention. I'm not doing that, because if the result that I want is good relationship and communication, now I gotta put forth the effort to bring that to pass. I gotta put forth the effort to make sure that happens. I gotta put forth the effort to make sure that I watch this, y'all, get the best out of you.
Right,
So
right.
if I want the best out of you, that means I gotta do whatever I'm supposed to do to get the best out of you, and that means it's gonna take
I
some.
have to do likewise.
It's gonna take some mental. It'll take some
Yes.
mental and some physical exertion.
Yes.
It's some effort to do that, because you don't always feel like doing it.
That's
And the
the
thing
truth,
about it
yes.
is, if we live by how we feel, we won't do nothing. Most of the time, we won't do nothing. I mean, you won't work, you won't do nothing, and you don't feel like sometimes you don't feel like going the extra mile. You don't feel like picking up something for somebody just because you don't feel like it. Certain times you just don't feel like it. But
Right.
one of the things with marriage and relationships, period, get stale because there's no effort. And if you want your marriage to stay fresh, if you want relationships to stay fresh, you have to work at it, or else they will get stale. It's just
Yes.
it's something that happens. It's one of them type of things that whatever you don't show attention to will eventually fade. Whatever you don't show
Yes.
attention to will
Yes.
eventually diminish. Whatever you don't show attention to, you will not build up. Whatever you're not active in, it's going to end up dying. And so
Yes.
you got a lot of people in America, around the world, that's together for kids. They're
Right.
together for
Ooh,
convenience. They're together because just because they're good partners, that they can do stuff together. They know how to do stuff at church, work,
Partners they
business,
can
or
do.
whatever, and everything, and they just have some agreement. But a lot of times we got to get to that place to where we get out of ourselves, and we get a little more involved in the other person's life,
Yeah.
and to where we are trying to benefit them. We're trying to bring the best out of them. One of the things that I found out that's interesting is this: most arguments are happen because there's two people that want to be understood. Now, if you want to get the best out of your spouse, out of a person, out of a relationship, this is the phrase that I heard that helps me out a lot. That I need that will help you out a lot, and that is this: stop seeking to be understood, and start seeking to understand.
Yes.
A lot of times,
Yes.
most arguments, most frustration comes is because you're trying to be understood.
Yes.
Now, it takes work. It takes
does.
work it takes work for you to sit back and sit there and to come to the table, or to come to some type of forum together,
Yeah.
and get to the place to where you, instead of you venting out, you have to come to the place of saying, okay, I'm trying to understand you. And so and that's hard for most folks,
Oh,
because
my
we want you
goodness.
to understand us.
Right,
And we want you to
right,
understand what
right.
I'm saying. No, you don't understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying
Right.
is this. No, see, you are. And we get all
We
up
have a
in
lot
there,
of
you know. We be like,
practice.
see, every time I
do.
try to say something, you try to say something.
Woo.
You can never understand me if you keep talking.
Right.
So somebody got to shut up, Somebody got to shut their mouth and listen. One of the things that one of my biblical scriptures that I enjoy, and that's very challenging, is this: the Bible talks about how you're supposed to be swift to hear and slow to speak.
Yeah.
and because most of us are we want to speak first.
Yes.
And we not, and then we'd be like, I mean, I'm sorry, I got angry, so I just said what was on my mind.
Right.
Or if you stop, if you deal with one another, like, I want to understand this person, and it takes work to understand you.
Yes,
it takes work, because after I understand you, after I understand what you like, after I understand what you need from me, because in every relationship, you gotta find out what the other person needs. For instance, you say we best friends, but yet the other person don't feel like you their best friend, because you don't call them every day. So therefore, that person, like, I mean, if you're my best friend, you'll call me every day. Yeah. Now, if you gonna be my best friend, we can't have that definition, because I may not call you for months, but yet I can still be your best friend.
When you do
I don't like to talk on the I don't like to talk on the phone. Me and Eric Johnson, to this very day, we can go 5 years without talking, and as soon as we start talking, boom, we pick up right up where we were. As soon as we come to connect together, we pick up right where we were, just simply because of the connection. And so I don't need a person to be my friend. The definition of friendship for me with a person is not call me every day. It's not text me every day. It's not even check on me every day. That's not mine. I don't need that. I don't need you to do that. And so if you need me to do that, though, you need to tell me.
That's right.
Because I'm not going to go around thinking we friends and you mad at me. And we, you okay, just like in a relationship, in marriage. I seen a lot of men like, oh, I thought we was all right, but I mean, you should have told me, you should have said something. Yeah. And so you go your way thinking everything cool, but because there was no time taken to understand one another, what they need to validate the relationship, what they need to make them feel good about themselves, what they need to make them feel secure, because insecurity in a relationship is deadly.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's what I call those rules of engagement. You do have to discuss. And you may feel like it should be automatic, and it's not romantic if I have to tell you. And it doesn't make automatic. It special.
People be thinking that everybody gets stuff automatic. I mean, some stuff with us is kind of automatic. Well, really, I mean, because, okay, for instance, one person said, oh, y'all be sitting down, y'all be coming up with some skits when y'all be sitting down. Somebody asked me this before. They said, you be coming up with stuff when y'all be coming up with this stuff. I say, no, most of the, we just come together and just start talking. We say, okay, we're going to talk about marriage's work, and then we just come together and talk. And we can flow. That's 26 years flowing. But that's 26 years flowing of us being together most of the time. We've been for 26 years. We've been in each other's face for 26 years. So I'm serious.
For
26 years, we haven't been apart really much at all.
No, not much.
I mean, I remember one time it was like, I mean, in the teens, and we never spent a night away from each other, and everything. It's just like crazy.
Even nights in the hospital.
It's just never. And so
like,
it's
get
like
him out
all
of my
these
room.
years, it just flow together.
And
so, but we don't. But some stuff, it's spontaneous because you grow and stuff.
Yeah.
But most of the time in life, in everyday life, we still have to get together and come together and be intentional about stuff and certain things. Even today, you got to always remind me. Now, listen, this is what I need from you, Donnie. This is what I need you to do. Because even after 26 years, you forget, or it just goes by your way because you get busy with doing something else or going your way. I cut you off. What were you saying?
Anywho, and that's what usually happens, and then I don't remember what I was saying. But anyway, no, I was saying you do have to set that up, settle that with one another, and however you communicate, it goes back to what we were talking about a few weeks ago and talking about communication. You have to communicate. Listen, if you have to leave each other notes, you have to, as they say, you have to communicate. Period. Pooh. You just, I mean, that's what, 14-year-old does that one. Period. So you have to communicate, and you may not want to talk to the other person. I'm gonna tell you this: even after us being together for so long, still there are some things that I might feel a little more vulnerable in, and might feel a little embarrassed or ashamed, or might feel like I shouldn't have to say this after this long, but I have to get over that, because it's not fair for me to expect him to just know everything.
To be a mind reader,
he's not a mind reader, and likewise. And now there are some things. What we found with us is it's kind of amusing that over the years there's some things that we have kind of traded places on. And in some things, no, I don't say as much to him now. And he might not need this from me, but there's something else now he needs from me, or vice versa. And so I found that to be kind of interesting. And so, you kind of, you bounce off of each other, and you do exchange. That's that part of a relationship where you make an exchange. But you still need to communicate, whether it is verbally, whether it's in writing, whatever area it is, because, and I'm not trying to just harp on that, but I will say, with intimacy, with sex, with financial responsibilities and needs and so forth in the marriage, with household things, with all kind of things, you do need to communicate, and you have to let the other person know what it is that you need or what it is that you require. And sometimes after a long period of time, it may not be the same as it was based on the inception of the relationship. So now, almost 26 years ago, when we started, well, I'll say definitely 26 years ago when we started dating, then, and it changed from just a friendship and went to a dating friendship and dating relationship. Some things, like, I remember you didn't know, for example, he didn't know for the longest time that I was even interested in makeup. He didn't know that I liked makeup. I've always liked makeup. I always wanted to wear makeup. He thought that I loved cooking. And that was a big shock to him, because when he found out I really don't like cooking, I'm not like that.
You deceived me.
Hey, you have to do it.
But you cook every day.
Yeah.
You cook these big meals every day.
It didn't mean I like doing
every
it.
day you cook. All the time you cook.
Family, y'all had to eat.
Just cook. And I was like, I thought she enjoyed cooking. Then all of a sudden kids get grown and they leave, and all of a sudden I'm like, where the dinner at? And it's
I was like, I thought you were bringing it with you.
She's like, I don't feel like cooking. I'm like, hold on, time out. What happened there? Hold on, we had an arrangement there, didn't we, or something, or agreement?
Yeah,
no, but I didn't think you like makeup. I not just didn't like it, but I didn't think you was all that about it. And, not that you're all crazy about it now, but now, so I'd be looking at you, I'd be like, okay, Tara, what you doing now?
Yeah,
because
I'm trying out this.
Back in the day, it was just like, that's not what you was thinking about.
Right, and so back in the day, it was not a necessity. Yeah, everything was, all my focus was on, I have a husband and children. We have young children. So everything goes into home and to making it a home and raising up the children and making sure you could get out to work and that your day could go well, because a lot of times you were gone the entire day. You didn't always get to come back home and so forth like you do now and make stops in and so forth. So even when you had your own business. So, I didn't have that. It was a matter of, it wasn't a necessity, and it wasn't convenient, because the whole focus was trying to look good. Now, our oldest son says he remembers when it would get towards the end of the day, when it was close to time for you to come home, and the hair would come out of the hair clip or out of the ponytail, and I would make sure I was smelling good and looking like I had been June Cleaver all day. And he would say, Mommy, why are you curling your hair now? Or why are you taking the rollers out or doing whatever you're doing? I'll say, because your daddy is coming home from work, and he doesn't need to see me like this after he's been out all day. Now, I didn't have fake body parts. It wasn't like, I'm going to get you, sucker. And he came in and didn't recognize me. No, it's just that I felt like, okay, let me freshen myself and look refreshed.
Let me freshen myself.
When you've been at home all day, you've been going to the grocery store, you've been homeschooling the kids or picking up somebody from school or going to something and out and about. My days were very, very productive. And then you're cleaning up stuff, you're cleaning behind people, you're doing laundry, you're doing this.
In other words, you was domestic.
I was very domestic
duties.
Yeah.
So you had your scarf and doing all the stuff that y'all wear to be comfortable. To do everything
to do what I gotta do.
Be comfortable, wash, do everything, and all that type of stuff. But as time changed, now, I mean, now you like changed a whole lot.
Yeah.
A lot of like with different
You want to
stuff.
explain that,
so
sir?
that's the whole thing about it. You
'Cause
changed a lot.
It sounds like you're being shady.
Yeah, you changed a lot.
Am I detecting shade?
So,
That's all I
but
wanna know.
you changed, and now it's
now
changed.
what?
And now things everything's different. How we approach stuff, how
Right.
we deal with stuff is totally different. So instead of us dealing with stuff and talking about what's for dinner, how we're gonna do this, we talking about different things now.
That's
and so
true, yeah.
so it's like the whole thing changed. And so now. So now,
Yeah, I'm taking
and
notes.
that's the thing you gotta remember. It don't take 26 years. It takes a year. People change over a year. People change
Yes.
over a month. People change over 2 months.
You
It
are a
don't take-
different
It don't
person
take long.
after a year than you were at the beginning of that year. By the end of that year, you are a different individual. If for no other reason than biologically and physiologically, your cells and everything have changed, and you are literally not the same person that you were at the beginning of that year. So if that matters in that sense, how much more in our whole makeup,
now
our
your
character?
morals. Now when everything changed, your morals still the same.
Yes.
All
Yes.
that other stuff is still the same, but
Right.
some of your likes have changed. Some
Oh,
of your
yeah.
likes have changed. Some of the ways you like to do stuff changed, and this
Oh,
stuff
my
changed.
goodness.
Now the thing about
You
it,
have changed
here's a good
tremendously.
thing to
I'ma
flow
talk about him later.
and to push in there. This is real good to throw in there. Is this?
Yeah.
You have to not only realize that you're gonna change. But you got to begin to allow people to change.
Yes.
That's the thing
Yes.
that's rough for me and everything because I don't like certain types of change.
Yes, he is a creature of habit.
It's like okay, Tar, you changing to where you just don't want to cook now, something like that. What's going on?
Wait,
where
what's
my
going
dinner
on?
at? Oh, hold on now. I'm used to having dinner. I mean, think about it. Years, literally. Y'all,
Yes.
years of having dinner.
Yes.
Cook every day.
Yes.
I mean, meat, a vegetable, and a starch. Literally. I mean, no, it was seriously.
And he likes to have dessert.
Sure, and have having a little apple pie with the little crumbling things you put on whatever the little apples,
Yes.
those things.
Like a Dutch apple
Yeah, the Dutch.
pie
There you go.
with the-
And have and so the thing about it, years Monday through
So spoiled.
Sunday to Sunday, literally. Almost
Yes.
like that. It literally. I mean, you had time we ate out this stuff,
Yes.
but
But
sometimes
almost
sometimes we were
7
struggling so much we
days
couldn't
ago.
eat out. But
Right, so you had
the
to
way
cook
we
at
ate out
home.
was get the dinner, go on the porch. We eating out, but
eating outside. Take your sandwich and eat it in the car.
That's how you eat out there.
Eating on the go. We have to go.
But when they came up with the dollar menu on
Ooh, that was
McDonald's,
my best friend.
Man, shoot, I was
felt
like,
like
y'all want to go eat out?
millionaires.
Everybody get something for $1, $3.
That's
you
it.
got a burger, a fry, and a drink. Boy.
Listen, with 4 and 5 children, those dollar menus and everything
was
they
heavenly.
want. Yes, that was
And so
That was
so.
several
But
dollars.
you had every day a certain thing a certain way for years.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden things start changing, and
Yes.
but you got to let people change. That's
Yes.
the part. That's the part of that part of where we were talking about how you have to let somebody know what you define as a friend or
That's
how
right.
and you got to when you start changing and things start changing in your life with a partner, a business partner,
Right.
with a best friend, with your husband, with your wife, with your spouse, with your significant other, however you want to term it, you have to begin to express that also
Yeah.
to people and everything, and realize that in the midst of it, it takes time, not only for a person to adjust, but both of y'all got to adjust to the changes.
Yeah.
Because and you got to let people change and not be too controlling on people, and just let them change, because sometimes it'll be for the better in the whole thing.
Yes.
But other than that,
Yes.
you just got to let some people change and let them change, because if you keep people in that box and keep people stuck in that box, and that's remember this: no change, no growth.
That's right.
No change, no growth. So you got to let people change, because sometimes the change is significant to growth.
Yes,
Your
it is.
relationship has to change, and so because it's significant to growth. So think about it: when you're a child and you grow, things change. Your body change. You have changes. You have changes in your emotions.
Hormonally.
So things change.
yes.
And things change. Your interests change. How you like to do stuff change. You may not like for somebody. So you you may have been somebody may talk to you a certain way for years, and you're like, you know what? I don't like when you say that type of stuff to me. And that may change. Now you gotta understand, remember, you're seeking to understand the person, not for them to understand you.
Right.
Because if you keep wanting them to understand you, you're not gonna never hear them. It's gonna be an argument, and you got two people wanting to be understood, but they're not wanting to understand.
That in itself is work.
Yeah.
And in the heat of of intense fellowship, as we say, it's a hard thing. It's very challenging, I will say, to bring yourself out of trying to make sure that you are understood and fighting for your right to be heard, and to pull back and stop and be quiet and just listen and understand. That right there, woo, baby, that's some stuff there.
Some stuff. Some of y'all that's not married and want to be married, or some of y'all that's before you ever get in a relationship, you should already have times that you had talking about stuff and getting to know about that person and understanding who you're about to be in this relationship with.
That's right.
Because it's so important. Certain things should already be be upfront. You should already have. You don't be trying to be with somebody that you know can't cook, don't like to cook, and you some traditional man that like it the traditional way, and you like the traditional meal, and you know this person over here is not traditional, and yet you still like them and want to be with them because you like the way they look or whatever, and then next thing you know, you get with them, and all you do is get into arguments because they're not the way you want them to be, but you knew that from the jump. And everything, but now you're trying to change that person to who you want them to be,
right?
And that's where we get in a lot of problems, because we trying to change the person into who we want them to be, into helping them be the better them they're supposed to be.
Yeah, you can't. That people have to be willing to change.
Yeah, nobody gonna change it unless they want to.
And it cannot be by force. Because I need you to be this way. Now, we were always pretty transparent with one another, and so we weren't trying to be deceptive. There's just some things you kind of just, as we say, evolve through time and through experiences, and that's how some things change. But we weren't trying to falsify things with one another, that and act like this. And act one way while you're dating, and to get the engagement ring, and then, I got the ring now, and after the I do, now I'm gonna show you the real me. You can't do that. I know so many people that have done that and that have been through that, and I think almost all of them end in divorce. Almost all of them have ended.
Yeah, because you got married to a lie. It was
right.
a lie. It was a marriage built on a bad foundation.
Yeah.
And so it's important. It's important that we take time, even when you in that time of courtship, that time of talking, that you really have that time, that you understand who you with. That you understand that person, that you understand them. Because when it comes down, I'm telling you, you can't force a person to change.
Right.
Because remember, change is inevitable. You're going to change eventually, for the good or the bad. You're going to change.
That's right.
And you can't grow unless you change. And so you can't be afraid to change. You gotta allow change, in your character. You gotta, for instance, if you don't change, I'm thinking about what I was telling this young man about some stuff. I said, listen, I'm 45 now, been married for 25 years now, so I've been through a couple of things there, and I said, if you don't change the way you respond to your significant other, you will get the same result from everyone, no matter who it is. You're gonna get the same exact result. I don't care how crazy or gung ho the chick is. After a while, she's gonna get tired of that same result. She's gonna get tired of that same response. And if you keep trying to go at it the same way over and over and over again, and you refuse to change your methods, you refuse to change the way you approach a thing, you refuse to change the way you talk to the person, you refuse to change how you talk to them. Like, for instance, I'll be trying to talk to you, and you'll be like, well, Donnie, you could have just said it another way or said it this way. And I'm like, so what? Don't forget, I don't care about that. But just deal with this, what I was saying. And you know, okay, I know what you were saying. And you'd be like, I know what you were saying, but it's the way you said it. And I'd be like, well, I ain't mean no harm. This is so. Well, let's deal with what I was trying to get to the point. But you can't get to the point because you can't get over how I said
That's
it.
right,
Because
right.
now your feelings have been hurt. So now instead of me dealing with the feeling, I don't want to. I just want to deal with what we was talking about.
Right.
And so it gets to a place that you got to realize if you keep doing stuff like that, all you're going to do is get clashes, keep clashing, and
Right.
never get an end to that discussion you wanted to have. But if you
Right.
learn to change your way you deal with it, and instead of me just saying, forget that, Todd, let's just deal with what I was saying. If I learned to stop, all I do is learn to stop and say, okay, you know what? Hey, I apologize for saying it that way. Okay, that was wrong. All right, but and deal with that. Boom, boom, bam.
You take a little bit of compromise
deal
on
with
both
that,
parts.
and then go back to say so how so either I come to you and like how could I say it better for you or whatever, or either I just change the way I say it, say is that okay, then guess what, now we can deal with the issue.
Right.
But you can't deal with the issue if the emotion is still there of anger or of hurt. So the thing about it is that means sometimes you got to change your approach, and a lot of relationships are screwed up because people refuse to change their approach of how they talk to people.
Yes.
I mean, that's just me. This is how I am. No. You can change that. You can change your temperament. You wasn't born that mean. You wasn't born like that. You wasn't born how. Most of the time, let me throw this out here. Most of us that says that this is just me we're lying. Yeah. Because it's not just us. What we are responding and how we're responding is based on years of conditioning. The reason why you respond to people the way you respond to people normally is because of how you've been treated, how your experiences. You real aggressive because you've been passive in the past and you got trampled over. So you ain't gonna let nobody trample over you no more. So your character and your temperament change based on the stuff you've been through. Right. So now you have to now change the way you deal with stuff, and don't deal with stuff based on what you've been through, because what you've been through is what made you you. And that it made you is not always the good you.
That's right.
And so you have to stop saying that's just how I am, because you'd be surprised that's really not who you are at the heart sometimes. Sometimes it's all because of the conditioning of life.
That's right. That's right. Well, listen, we don't have as much time today because we got started.
I just started. I still got more to say. You can go by your way.
He's always got more to say.
I got something to say. I got something to say. Right. I'm black and I'm proud. Yeah. But it's important that you remember to make sure that you seek to understand.
Yes.
And
not just seek to be understood.
Be understood. And remember, you have to, in order for your marriage or your relationship to grow, there must be change.
Yes.
You have to welcome change.
Yes.
Welcome change in your life. Welcome change in your spouse's life, in your partner's life, because change helps growth.
Yes.
Change is going to help you grow.
It does.
Good change is going to help you grow.
Right.
So it's important that you
remember relationships are work.
Yeah, relationships are work. And remember,
so if you don't want to work, then please stop getting in relationships. You just need to be on an island by yourself.
Work is the activity involving mental or physical effort done in order to achieve a purpose or a result. So in other words, work means you're going to have to involve your mind and your body.
That's right.
All of you, and be present. Yes. In your relationship.
Because you're supposed to get a certain result. So if you're not getting the results that you like, you need to look at what it is.
You need to put some, not just work in, but you need to put another type of work in or something.
Right. You need to check your activity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check your activity.
I like that. Check
the
efforts activity
that you are that you're showing. Yeah. You got the wrong activity. So you just got anyway.
All right.
See what I have to put up with, y'all.
What I have to put up with. Come on. We got to get up out of here. but what you got to say before we get up out of here?
Just the fact of remember these for those of you that for those of you that find yourselves complaining about the other person, you need to check you and find out what it is you're doing that is causing the response that you're getting, and check your activity because you may need to change your activity.
Check yourself or you wreck yourself.
That's it. Wreck-It Ralph. Because sometimes it doesn't always mean to go and change the other person
Right.
or change partners.
Right.
Because, you know, people now,
If you change partners,
we
you,
act like
and
it's
don't
just,
change yourself, you can
you're
get
gonna
the same
keep getting
thing.
the same results.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can move to any city that you want.
Yeah.
And if you're the same, you're gonna produce the same result in another location.
Yes.
That's all. So stop. If you're tired of getting that same result, then you need to change those activities. Change what it is you're planting so you can get a different harvest, different
Yeah.
result.
And so we as you go forth, we are hoping that this helped you out. That this
Take this and apply it.
Yeah, it's challenging. It's
It
work.
is.
But
It's
it will work.
Yes.
It's work,
It
but it will work.
It will.
And marriage is something you want to invest in. And
It is.
relationships is something you want to invest in.
Yes.
And y'all remember your life. You can't take your money with you when you die. You can't take nothing with you when you die. But you can take people with you.
That's right.
You the thing that you're going to value the most when you on your deathbed or when you get older and everything. The more so than what you've accomplished and how much money you have, you're going to appreciate and really appreciate your relationships.
That's right.
Because you're going to have time when you're going to need the relationships in your life to help you and through. So relationships are important.
Yes, they are.
Relationships with your family, relationships with your friends, relationships with your significant other, your boyfriend, girlfriend, how you want to call it, your partner, whatever, in whatever dimension, and your relationships with your husband and your wife. Those are some of the most important things on this earth is your relationships.
Yes.
So cherish them and work on them. Because if you work on them, they can blossom and bloom and make life real good for you.
Yes,
because my wife always liked to say, the blessed life is
the best life.
It's the
That's
best
right,
life.
right.
Listen, we thank God for you being up here. We thank you. Listen,
Thank
next
you
week,
so much.
listen to me. We get Bishop Tyson's back. Listen to me, holler. But
Bossy.
listen here,
He's
listen here,
bossy.
y'all. Listen here.
husband is bossy.
Listen here, y'all. Come on here. Come on. Listen to me. Come on. Listen.
Cletus.
Listen. No.
Listen,
Get
Cletus.
make sure if you're looking at us on Facebook and you haven't downloaded the app, download the Radio Wave app.
Yes.
Go on the Play
Go to
Store,
your Play Store.
and go up there,
And you'll find-
Apple or Android, either one, and you go up there and you write Radio capital R Wave capital W,
Yes.
the number 4 and the capital U, and you hit search
It'll pop right up.
even if you don't, more likely it'll pop up, and then you download it so you can get some good old internet radio, and you can listen to us if you're not around
Thursday.
and see us on Facebook. You
Right.
can listen to us every Thursday from 5 to 6, and you can listen to the other people up here
That's right.
on the
There-
station
we've
and
got
everything,
there's some great
and check out some
programming
good
up here.
programs up here.
Yes.
So download the app, stay connected, and we'll be seeing you next week. I know for a fact you'll enjoy it. Once
Yes.
again, this
become
has
a
been
fan of the page.
become a fan of
and
the page.
like us, follow us, do all that good stuff.
Like us, follow us, do all that good stuff.
All that good stuff.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. Hey, this has been Paul and
Tara Thompson
and the Blessed Life.
is the best life.
Peace.
Peace out.
Audio Jungle.